Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Voices of CS. I'm Jainam, he's Vinrudh, she's Akshaya, and we're the top 3 rankers in Erode District CA Foundation September 2025 exam. And we're here back at CS, and we're just here to share a few insights about our journey at CS and CA as a career. Up until my 12th grade, I wasn't sure of which course I'll be choosing, which stream I'll be picking, and where I'll be like searching for my future career. And then I spoke to a lot of people, got a lot of opinions about getting into a good college or choosing CA. And at the end, there was not much to decide because it was totally clear that CA sits at the top of everything. And that was the main purpose of why I chose CA, and that is why I think others should also too. What are your thoughts on this?
Me getting into CA was at the last moment because right from 11th standard after I chose commerce, I was attending the IPMAT classes and I thought I would be going into IIM Indore, and that was the best career option one could imagine after 12th grade. But then I also had a strong passion for maths and accounts, so I actually wanted to do CA also. And then when I talked about this to my parents, they said you can do it side by side, and I was completely okay with it. And days passed and I was attending both the CA classes and the IPMAT classes. And after a point I realized that you had to choose one because CA and IIM both like demands a lot of time and energy. So doing it simultaneously, it would be doing a lot of things and getting specialization in nothing. And when there was a time that I had to choose between those two, I chose CA, and as I found a true passion for it.
So, till my 10th grade, I was a happy to go kid, exploring all options, be it either studies or sports, doing them a bit. And then after 10th, what I realized was I'm not much into science, and I was fascinated about how money works, and I wanted a job in the financial aspect. And the best of them all is, of course, CA. So, I was sure that I wanted to choose CA as my profession in my 11th and 12th. So I started a bit of preparation in 11th and 12th, but was not quite sure how to face a professional exam. After 12th was the time I did my rigorous and intense study, which brought me here.
So, what we get to know from this is with three opposites. One, I was never really sure whether to go into sports or studies. Two, not sure about where to go in studies. Three, who was so sure, like totally fixated on what she's doing. So, that brings us to an important lesson that you need not be fixated at anything. You have to keep exploring different opportunities, find one path, explore it, find another, explore it, and choose what you are truly passionate about, what you truly want. That is the only thing that would work for you. Not being fixated is the main thing. It's like really important. Explore different opportunities that are provided by your school. In all of our cases, opinions of many professionals helped us. Different thoughts, different opinions helped us to think of what we actually wanted to do, and that is the only thing that would work for everyone. So look where we are right now. Totally three opposites, and now we stand at the top three rankers of Erode District CA Foundation September 2025. Hope we continue to study, and hope we do well in our future exams, and finally we sitting here as CA Vinrudh, CA Jainam, and CA Akshaya.
The Chartered Accountancy course is a highly prestigious profession where the Chartered Accountants provide financial management, auditing, and tax advisory services to businesses and individuals. You know what? A signature of a CA can be worth crores because even from small firms to large corporate companies, everyone has to have their financial statements get audited and verified by a chartered accountant.
So the journey to become a CA has three levels: the foundation, the intermediate, and the final exam. So the foundation exams you can take after your 12th grade, and there are totally three attempts in a year: January, May, and September. So we guys actually took the September 2025 attempt for foundation, and after your foundation you have to have like a year gap to your intermediate exams. And after clearing your inter exams, there's basically 2 years of articleship. There's more like practical work life. and where you get like real life practice and experience of what a CA has to do actually. And then after 6 months of completing your articleship, you have to write a final exams, and after clearing your final exams you get the tag of CA before your name, and that is basically the entire process of how a person becomes a CA.
So we have come to know about CA as a course and the CA journey in a glimpse. And now I would like to tell you about CA Foundation, which is the first step into the course for all the 12 students out there. There are 4 subjects in total, which are accounts, law, math, and economics, 100 marks each. So that is a total of 400. And the passing scheme is you'll have to get a 40% in each subject and an aggregate of 50%, which is 200, in order for you to pass the exam. And most of the students find law difficult because that is a new subject which we had not learned in 11th and 12th.
Every professional course there's a subject requirement, like what subject you have to have in your 11th and 12th grade, but CA is a completely different course, and in that there's no specific subject requirements as in, but having math is definitely an advantage in your 11th and 12th, but there's no compulsory that you have to have maths in your 12th grade subjects, and that is why I feel this won't be a big problem for all the non-maths and science students. Even science students pursue CA, so having choosing your subjects in 11th and 12th won't really matter in this course. You just have to know that having math is definitely a greater advantage. So, Vinrudh, now would you like to enlighten us more about how our commerce subjects helped us clearing CA foundation?
Now let me detail about every subject in the foundation syllabus. Let me start with accounts. Basically, the foundation syllabus includes most of the topics that we learned in 11th and 12th. For example, let me take a topic called the bank reconciliation statement. I still remember Sano sir teaching me the hand technique of how to answer the questions in the BRS, and it really helped me a lot while I was doing the foundation. And also this works well for the other topics also, because it is just the in-depth learning of all the topics that we learned in our 11th and 12th. And now, before I move on to the other subjects, the quantitative aptitude, I would like to add on what Akshaya had said. The foundation consists of 4 subjects: paper 1 accounting, paper 2 business laws, paper 3 quantitative aptitude, and paper 4 business economics. Out of these, the paper 1 and 2 are descriptive paper where you have to write long answers, and paper 3 and 4 are MCQ type questions. You have to be marking it in the OMR sheet. Now let me talk about the quantitative aptitude paper. There will be 100 questions, and it will cover a huge syllabus like what you learn from both the 11th and 12th, and also a few additional things. So the key is that you have to remember all the formulas beforehand, like you can make a note of it so that you can master it before your exam, the 1.5 days you're getting before your exam. And the another point is about managing your time effectively. You have to be quick. For that, you have to have a lot of practice beforehand. You have to solve a lot of previous questions. You can see the RTPs and MTPs from which the ICA mostly lifts the questions for the exam. So this works for all the subjects too. Now a special mention to Sasi Kumar sir, the business studies faculty. Even your subject was not a part of the CA journey, but your support and your motivation kept me driving forward and helped me ace the exams and also top the board exams. But before that, I still remember the day after the business studies exam. After losing centum, I was broken completely off, and you are the one who motivated me. Thank you so much, sir. And I also would like to thank all the other teachers for your guidance and motivation through this journey, which has helped me to top the board exam and also ace my foundation exam. I'd also like to thank all my friends and my parents for creating a conducive environment to study at the home.
The next step for us is the CA intermediate level, and that's the next challenge for us. And hopefully, we're back here again. Thank you, CS and Voices of CS, for having us. To everyone who wants to reach us and know more about the CA and how needs any kind of support, you can reach us through the alumni network. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon.